Hello, hello, hello.
Aloha.
A huge welcome to our Money Monday. I am so excited to be here with y'all today. How y'all like my new countdown, my new intro? Okay? Y'all feeling that? Y'all digging that? Thank you to Dennis behind the scenes. Thank you to my special, wonderful guest today, my hubby.
Co-host with the most.
Oh boy, I like that. I like that. Okay. I am so excited to be here with y'all. I am going to jump right in. I am so excited. A special hello to all of our channel members. Look at them go with their special emojis. Okay, just another perk of being a channel member. I appreciate you guys. Thanks to Dennis in the background for always providing an aesthetically pleasing live. So today we are talking debt consolidation. But before I'm so excited. Okay, we did a lot of work. Okay, there's a lot of work on the back end. But before we get started, I just want to say, hey, my name is Rochelle. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Money Mondays. If today is your first day, then hey, welcome. And if you are not watching this live, if you happen to catch the replay, or if you happen to catch the podcast, a special hello to you also. You are just as special to me. I appreciate everyone who tunes in when they can. I want to say hello to my channel members again, and also thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. I don't take it lightly. And also, I just want to say a special thank you to all my Money Mondayers, okay? Y'all tune in on time every week, every Monday, and I don't have to send messages out to remind you. Like, just come through. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much.
You're the best.
Now, you guys are going to have to let me know how many people we have in the live today as we go along, because for some reason it's taking a little extra time to update. So I don't know if there are more than 4 of you guys out there, but I'm making sure I'm on my best Wi-Fi before we dive in.
I got 7 right now.
All right. You better know it. Okay. So first up, guys, if you have not done it right after this Money Monday, please watch my latest video. It's a how-to. If you've ever done a mukbang, you have to check out my latest video. Link will be in the description, and I hope you can check it out.
It was good. It was good.
Oh, thank you guys for letting the ads play. I didn't even realize until last week the ads play before you can join the live sometimes. Oh, wow. So that's a bit deep. I have no control over that. So, but anyway, let's dive into the topic of the day, shall we?
Debt consolidation.
Now, let me give you a little backstory on the reason why I wanted to look up debt consolidation and really dive in. One of our special channel members and fellow clients and fellow friends also wanted to know more about this topic. And when they came to me, I was like, I just really looked this up and started looking into it. And so it became the perfect topic of the day for us because, guys, we found out so much information. So we have dialed it down into just little chunks that you can take away. And maybe debt consolidation is for you, or maybe it's not. You let me know in the comments below if you've ever considered debt consolidation, or has it always been something that's been a big no-no in your book?
We've actually tried it twice before we started Dave Ramsey. And if we have time, hopefully we'll get into a little both of those stories, but we'll see.
Okay. So we're going to give you this information in 2 solid ways. For me, I like to know the pros and cons. And so, of course, what should we give them first, babe?
Let's go for the pros, because once we get to the cons, it gets a little.
So in my head, I said, there's no way that debt consolidation could ever work for someone. Why would someone sign up for debt consolidation? Well, babe did so much research, help me out. And so let's dive into the pros.
Oh, actually, we said we were going to do this. Can I give my quote of the day beforehand?
Oh, yes.
We said we're going to give our quote of the day beforehand because it kind of deals into it. And we're probably going to do it again later. Just the same quote. But this is a Dave Ramsey quote. And he said, personal finance is 80% behavior and 20% head knowledge.
I love that quote.
I love that quote.
That's in almost all his books.
And that's going to tie into debt consolidation. But as we go in, we're going to see why.
Okay, so let's dive in. Let's dive into why you should consider debt consolidation. I like playing devil's advocate. Let's see if we can find a good reason for why we should consider debt consolidation. And the first thing you need to know is that there's several different types. The main four types are balance transfers, home equity loans, peer-to-peer loans, and bank loans. Now, to me, I never knew that debt consolidation included home equity loans until I started learning more about this. And how about you tell us about story number one, which is our story. So we are actually users of the debt consolidation system and never knew it.
So we did a home equity loan, which is a big no-no for debt consolidation.
Yeah.
Didn't turn out so well. And actually, I wish we should have talked about this later because this goes into the cons category. Now, of course, if used responsibly, yes, it's if used responsibly, it's a good way to consolidate your debt because home equity loans, you usually get a lower, what's the word I'm looking for?
Interest rate.
Lower interest rate. It does spread it out over time. So in the end, I don't know if it's lower at all because it's over a longer time. But we did do that and failed. I'm going to say all parties involved weren't so on board with paying things off and not acquiring new debt, which is the main problem with using a debt consolidation, is that you still can acquire new debt because you free up money.
Yeah, so that's like you said, this is a slippery slope. So we're going into the con side. And mind you, we were users of the debt consolidation before we had any head knowledge into how to improve our finances. So now that you know the four types, those are the four types. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever fell into one of these categories, not knowing that this is considered debt consolidation. So the first pro that we have is that, like Micah said, they will offer you a lower interest rate. But what I found with my client is that her interest rate was already amazing. And so it really didn't benefit her in that regard to switch over to one of those debt consolidation choices. She looked up her rate and found that it was very good. So it was like, okay, that's not really something to make me move forward in this process. Next category is something that she did want to take into account, and that's simplifying her overall debt. So I understand like wanting to pay one payment per month, not having to worry about due dates, putting it on auto pay, set it and forget it, and work on not diving into that debt and really knocking it down. So that could be considered a perk, especially if you are a busy person that does not have time to manage your own finances on a one-on-one daily schedule.
Right.
Next up is the preservation of your credit score. There's a lot of advertisement behind debt consolidation that says that this will not affect your credit score. I beg to differ. I promise we will circle back to that.
But it is better than alternatives like going for a bankruptcy as far as your credit score.
Okay, so if you consider debt consolidation versus bankruptcy, I get while it's on the table.
Yeah.
So this is why I say we got to stop assuming that something is bad for everyone, because you never know how bad someone's money situation is. And when I think of bankruptcy, I think of the end all. Like, this is the only move they have left. This is their last card. They have no other option. So if debt consolidation could come in at the bottom of the ninth and prevent them from having to do bankruptcy, I actually am for debt consolidation. I didn't think I would ever say that, but yes. I know. Where's my like button? Let me throw my special like. I actually am for it. I am all for it. Okay. Now one of the things you got to take into consideration, guys, is you have to be careful with how you react to your money now that your situation has changed. If you are someone who is not responsible with money, this is not the option for you. Run to the nearest exit. You don't need to be a part of this. If you are anything like me, Rochelle, don't do this. We're not responsible enough yet. We're not going to say what we'll turn into in the future, but that's one big pro. The last pro that I see listed here is the fixed payoff instead of a rotating credit. So can you explain a little bit more about what you mean by that?
So by having a fixed payoff, you know what your payments are every month. You know what your end date is. You pay the same thing every month, and you're done. As opposed to, say, you have credit card debt, is a rotating debt. You can pay off your credit card some, then use it again. Your credit card payment jumps back up. You don't know your end payoff date because it can change depending on how much you use the credit card. But with a balance transfer or a loan, you know that end fixed date. So you can schedule it out and say, oh, 2020 December, I'm going to be done. Which usually they push that consolidation off on long terms, which
that makes sense. So I can see why that could be something to look into. Okay.
Yeah. So some people consider that a con because they don't want to play the guessing game every month.
Right. I can see that. Now, the one thing about the one caveat, see, this is the other thing, is that when you're talking face to face with someone who's trying to offer you this service, there's some stuff they're just not going to share with you unless it's going to come in the form of like a terms and conditions paper that's this thick. And they're going to expect you to just sign on a dotted line without reading it. And one little loophole that Mike found that is a serious con, I guess we're diving into the cons now because the pros, that's all we got, y'all, is that balance transfers will usually disappear after a year. Or if you miss a payment.
So that's the balance transfers. You get that zero, no interest for a year when you transfer all your credit card balances over to one. That's our second story. And you know me, and most of y'all who are here know me already. I don't really believe in credit cards. I had one growing up just because, I don't know, I use it responsibly, but got married and some stuff happened. But so at this point, this is probably like over 10 years ago, I got a credit card because we accumulated, I'll say we accumulated a lot of credit card debt. And so I took out a credit card that had this awesome, I can't remember how long the term was for not paying any interest.
Yeah.
But I was like, we can roll they gave me a huge amount to put on the credit card. And I was like, we can roll all our credit card debt in this one and pay no interest for a year and knock it out. Well, I went to work and got a phone call. Hey, babe, I moved all over the debt over to that one credit card like you wanted. I was like, how'd you do that? Because this was over 10 years ago. This is back when they used to mail you the paper, like write down your account number, the card that you want to switch over to your interest-free card, and blah, blah, blah. She just went and paid off the other credit cards with the Run credit card. So we didn't even get
anywhere.
We didn't get the interest off for a year because she just paid it off and didn't go through like the proper steps. So make sure if you do the balance transfer, you go through the proper steps so that you do get your 0% interest for your year or however long it is. That's one of your pros. But just be careful. Going back, looking at hindsight, I wouldn't have did it at all anyway. But I'm older and wiser now. We both are.
Yeah. And in fact, I think this is a good time for me to do a quick promo of my latest addition to my store.
Bring it to the screen.
This is my Debt Ain't It t-shirt. Psych! It's a dress. It's a dress. I love it. Okay, so I just had to show you guys that if you want to score you a Debt Ain't It t-shirt dress, link will be in the description. I don't live this. I don't just say it. I live it. I put it on everything, okay? That ain't it, y'all. Let's do this. Okay, so now, go ahead, boo.
The other thing, which I don't know if it's a pro or a con.
That's right here.
Yeah.
I was reading that.
Debt consolidation through a credit counseling company. They may close out some of your old debt, but it will show on your credit report that you are on a management plan and it can prevent other financing options. So it may work out good for closing some of those loans or whatever. But say you end up wanting to buy a house and you don't have the money to cash flow it, it might not look so good because you're on
because they can see that.
Yeah,
they're gonna run your credit. even though they swear it doesn't affect you. I love how they said they're going to run your credit. And then they're gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, what is this you got going on? What is this? Yeah, you don't look like the type of customer we want to work with, okay? Exactly.
Yeah.
I think in the word of the Urban Dictionary, that would be called a dry snitch. And so y'all just know that your actions now will affect you in the future, even when you may not even think. Like, you could be in the mindset now, like, I don't ever need to buy a house. But then 10 years down the road, you might get married and have 3 kids, and now you need a house because the apartment is too out of pocket.
Right.
So it's like, man, I don't want to be, I don't want to mess my future self up. I think that's my takeaway.
Right.
Yep. They're going to run your credit and then judge you. Exactly. Yes, my t-shirt dress is so comfortable. Okay, so now let's dive into the cons.
It's soft as well.
Thank you.
Is this 100% cotton?
Check and see. Probably not.
Oh, it's tagless. Oh, no, there's a little small tag. But it doesn't say. I don't know. It feels like it though.
And I just threw it in the dryer just to see what it would do. You wash it and dry it. And so like it didn't shrink. It's the same size as when I first wore it. Okay, so anyway, diving back into the con side. The cons are called the cons for a reason, but also I feel like there's knowledge. There's little hidden takeaways, gems we can take away. So let's dive into the biggest con of all.
And if y'all notice, a lot of the pros sounded like cons as well. So
yeah.
So
this is the heavy hitter right here. I'm a numbers person, so it really resonated with me. 88% of people who do debt consolidation fall back into the negative habit of not having a budget. So because you have freed yourself up, you freed up some income, now you all of a sudden are acting a fool and going out and running up another credit card or spending up free cash that you could be instead throwing at some additional debt.
Right.
So that is the heavy hitter, guys. If you are considering debt consolidation, really get serious. Do what you have to do. Put those cards in some water and put it in a freezer. Cut them up. I wouldn't say close them out. You get my drift. Really put yourself in a scenario where you're going to win. You're going to win with this. This is a setup. It can help. But if you're not willing to make sacrifices and really be serious about it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. I don't really have it.
That was a petty laugh you just did. I feel like you remembered something. But anyway, guys, the next con that we want to let you guys know is that debt consolidation doesn't really get you out of debt.
No. It
just kind of moves the needle a little so that you can't borrow your way out of debt. And I feel like that was from a Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
Okay, that just came out.
I got that directly from Dave Ramsey. So a lot of these cons categories are coming straight from Dave Ramsey. So, and I know most of us are on the Dave Ramsey program.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I really feel like he does a good job of letting you know why you don't need to jump in. But he also gives you ways of achieving the same goal without opting into debt consolidation. And so just remember, it's not going to change your debt-free scenario.
Yeah, you can't borrow your way out of debt. I think that's the main thing to take out of that.
Yeah. And also, too, it's not going to make you change your habits. So say you are the type to run your credit card, swipe your credit card often, and you jump into this debt consolidation. If you still have that same credit card, or if you have even a bank card and you're still doing the same thing, buying on Amazon, going to the mall, making all these, purchases and charges to your card, are you really changing anything? Or are you just gassing it? Like, come on, y'all. We gotta keep it real. We gotta keep it real. Okay. Oh, we gotta pause it real quick. We have a donation. Nation. Thank you, sitting in a tree, for your $3 donation. I appreciate you guys so much.
Three's our favorite number.
Me too. Now 3's my favorite number. Since you sent the $3.
I'll buy into the 3.
But let's do this. So moving on to another con. This one is, I think, my favorite con.
Yeah.
This is another Dave Ramsey move. He said debt consolidation makes you feel like you did something, but you didn't.
Yes. It makes you feel. It lets you check a box. Oh, I paid off that debt. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I just really, I can't stand being told that I'm doing something. You know, this is almost like when you go to buy a car, and this is why I'm still looking for a salesman. Please let me know if you guys have any salesmen. Every salesman or saleswoman I have gone after for an interview, funny story, none of them will commit. So this is why I want to have this conversation, but I feel like they're a little bit slimy, you know, like,
oh, now they're not going to commit. You call them slimy.
Prove me wrong. Where's the salesman out there that will prove me wrong and tell me that they're a good person and they really care about their customers? Anyway, let's dive back into debt consolidation. So anyway, I really just think that we have to come to terms with the fact of how our actions are our responsibility, and it will determine our outcome, whether it's for the good or for the bad. We cannot bring in a third party to come in and just fix our problems and think everything's going to be better. You can have someone come in and help you, guide you to make good decisions.
Right.
You can start listening and reading books and listening to people who provide good advice to help you make good decisions. But at the end of the day, you still got this same debt. What you gonna do? Okay.
Right. And in the end, you have to make good decisions.
And if you need someone to help you navigate, check out RochelleAdamson.com. I'm here for your budget and advice needs. Okay. But at the end of the day, you still got to put in the work.
Yes.
Next, boo, the next con. You want to read the next one?
Oh, that was my.
Oh, that was your quote for today.
Yeah.
Okay, move on to right there.
Typically, the interest rate is not the problem. Okay. Before I finish reading this, this might cut you deep if you're having this problem. This might cut you deep. Typically, the interest rate is not the problem. The problem is you. You are spending everything you make instead of putting it on the debt.
How many of us have so many line items, and sometimes you need somebody, you need that honesty. And this is the reason I created a YouTube channel, is I wanted someone to call me out when I was wrong. I mean, I'm glad to have the support and everything, but like, I'll never forget the thing that Tanisha commented on one of my videos. I was listing our monthly bills for the month, and she was like, girl, you almost ran out of lines. And I was like, ow. But guess what? Guess whose line items is a lot shorter now? Because I realized Netflix, Hulu, Disney, everything, all these little streaming services, all these things here and there were adding up. And it's like, oh, look at Dennis pointing at me. I felt that. Like, you got to stop blaming everyone else and really take a look at your finances and really cut the cord, cut the cable, cancel that vacation. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm about to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
But cut what you need to cut, because if you really want to get out of debt, you can do it.
Keep in mind, I've been telling her for 15 years, oh, this is too much, this is too much. But thankfully, I got a Tanisha in my corner.
Oh, this is okay. A car salesman update. Veronica says, my husband actually was selling cars for a bit. However, he was let go because he was honest about the vehicle and wouldn't push anyone into buying a car. See? Do you see?
Ask your husband if he'll come on the show.
He might be who we need to talk to.
I appreciate his honesty, though, because that's the car salesman I would be looking for.
Yeah. See, I don't understand why it's so hard. Like, we can buy a car. It's nothing wrong with buying a car from a company that seems reputable and all that type stuff, but I just can't stand the deception, the lies, and the slivery. Yeah. I'm like, why? We're all adults here. Just come. I want a car. Here's my money. Get me something that's actually dependable, and let's roll. But anyway, like I said,
and Reese is the other one in my corner as well. I'm sorry. Yes.
What did Reese say?
Oh, she said me. Where is it? I lost it.
Oh, me.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk.
Yeah. She's the other one that checks her.
Yeah. So cut the cord, y'all. Simplify your life. Last but not least, the last con that we have for you guys is that you...
Oh, let's go back on cutting the cord.
Okay, please go.
Because simplifying, like you said, it can mean, depending on what you're willing to sacrifice, what you're willing to do. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it could mean cutting out vacations. I know we just sold this last car, because we weren't using it, blah, blah, blah. But we sold a car before and went down to one vehicle between the two of us to pay off debt. We did that for a while, until we absolutely couldn't do it anymore. But we did that actually, y'all know the story behind that one. check the old videos and you'll see it. But
unnecessary.
Yeah, we just to get out of debt because we were paying a huge car payment. We were able to break in even with selling the old car, and we had to suffer and sacrifice driving one car because we both worked at the time. Luckily, she worked. Who worked evenings? I worked evenings. She worked during the day.
Who was working? I don't even know.
You really got to, garage sales, whatever you got to do to free up your money so you can pay debt. And as Dave Ramsey says, you want to pay it off like your life depends on it, or with gazelle-like intensity. She said, not the vacation.
Whoa.
I know. I couldn't stop this one either. But yeah, you really have to be honest with yourself. Look at your line items. Look at your budget. Does everything you have, is it really a need or a want? Do you need really to have a $300 cable bill? Or can you cut down the cable channels? Can you get rid of cable altogether? We
did. Okay. You know how you do something and you think you're going to react one way and you don't? So we waited until we really didn't care enough about cable. Like it was over. It was, my shows was over. And I was like, okay, let's try this cutting the cable cord thing. We did it. And no lie, I swear to God, that's when streaming services started blowing up. And I was like, yeah, we got Netflix.
Yeah.
All my shows are on Netflix. I didn't miss the cable.
Yeah.
I didn't miss the cable. Even to this day, I can log on to ESPN and watch my sports or log on to each app, whatever. Right. Like, I'm like, I really, really overthought it.
Right.
So sometimes, you just got to just step out and just do it. And you never know.
And finding, it involves finding free ways to enjoy your time as well. Which sometimes is great for your health, going out for a walk, this, that, and the other. Sounds corny, but once you go out in that nature and smelling that fresh air, I tell you, it makes you feel good.
Yeah. I was shocked by how easy it was to cut the cord once I actually did it.
Yeah.
I didn't miss it. I don't think we ever went back to cable.
No.
I think once we
got cable here that we don't pay for.
Yeah.
But we haven't, I don't think we've ever watched it.
Nah, we keep it on the Apple TV. And you know what's wild? What helped me not go back to cable is try and cancel your cable. Try to call your cable company and say, I want out. It took me 30 days. It was a battle. You hear me? I'm going to tell you how long it took to cut the cable. We had a good reason for cutting the little basic cable that we had, because we even had cable that came for free for a year with our internet service. And I let it run. I was like, it's a year, and we ended up moving here. And so I was like, all right, y'all, cut the cord, turn it off. I'm not trying to have to remember to call y'all later on. A month later, they finally, after talking to multiple people, they finally were like, okay, we're going to end your services, but we are not happy. So I bet you weren't. I bet you aren't. You thought you were going to convert me into a cable person. No. So that motivated me to never go back, because I never wanted the hassle of having to cancel it ever again. So everybody know cable on the decline.
Yeah.
But I think we get the point, y'all. That consolidation, there are many, many more cons than there are pros, but there is a scenario where that might work for a specific person. And so we got to stop judging people for the way they react to their money, and instead, help them navigate to the right decision, because everything looks different to everybody else's situation, their money situation. And so decisions they might have made in the past and decisions they might be making in the future might make them a candidate for a form of debt consolidation. But I just think it's easier to just do a debt snowball or a debt avalanche method and reach the same goal. It might take you a little longer, but I feel like there's something to reaching your goals on your own instead of paying somebody else to. And sometimes we trust these banking companies and these mortgage companies a little too much, when really we're just a number, we're just a line item. They don't have our best interests at heart.
Yeah, they don't gain anything from you being debt free.
Ooh. Yes. I think we good. I think we get the point. Now, my next topic, I am so blessed to have people in my circle, y'all. Let me change the screen. Next topic that we are going to talk about. I don't know if you guys know, but today is Monday, August 31st, and some things done happened in the stock world. Okay. So Dennis is going to catch us up Okay, he's going to catch us up. Let me get him on the screen so that he can dive in and let us know what's happening in the stock world. Whenever you're ready, Dennis, whenever you're ready.
All right, what's up, everybody? Let's see, I'm trying to do like two things at once now.
I know, right? It's hard work. Take your time.
So let's go right on into it.
Keep talking.
So today, if you're not familiar with Apple or Tesla, two well-known companies, both of them just split their stocks. Now, this isn't a company split, this is a stock split. Apple and Tesla's stocks have surged today after their stock split, and I'm going to tell you what that means and why it might be important to you. Now, just so you know, Tesla stocks were in the $2,000 range a share. Apple stocks were not as high. I believe it was about $500 a share, if I remember correctly. I'll bring it back up. Apple's shares were, around $500 a share. When companies' stocks get that high, they sometimes decide on splitting the stock. What does that do? Well, imagine a $2 candy bar. Not a lot of people want to pay $2 for a candy bar. They may think that's too expensive. So what the company, Hershey, Mars, whatever, what they will do is they will take that, split it in half, and sell you one half for $1. Makes it more affordable for some people. And that's what Tesla and Apple did. Now, when they do it, there's usually a ratio number. It's usually something like 4-1, 7-1. What that basically means is for every one stock you had, it's being transitioned to another stock. Now, it means something a little different for people that already own that stock because right off the bat, they're not making money. Their stock is the same value that it was before. But what these companies are doing is they're trying to open the way for people that don't want to pay astronomical amounts for stock to get in on the game. So now Tesla stocks today are in the range of $498 a share. Way different than $2,000 for people that want to get in on this company. Apple, they're in the range of $129 a share versus their previous range of $500. What's good about companies like these are that these companies are more well established. So they're going to split their stock. You can buy into that stock. And chances are, barring something catastrophic, the stock isn't going to just die on you. Okay. And that brings me to the last thing that I'm going to cover about that, and that's the two ways of buying stock that many people don't know when it comes to this terminology. And I'm going to cover both of them. The first one being the I forgot the name of it that quick.
I do the same thing. I know one way to buy is by dollars, right? And the other way is to buy by shares. Look, I'm acting like I
know. Okay. It's called the speculative bubble.
Oh, I was way off.
The speculative bubble is when you have a stock, it starts doing real good. It starts picking up pace, and when you look at that little bar graph, it's just shooting up. The problem with the speculative bubble is by the time me and you realize that this is something that's taking off, it's too late for us. The ship has usually already sailed, and it's either going to plateau or start going down. Some people still take that chance, but you have to educate yourself on what you're taking that chance in. The second, or the other side of that coin, is called the
You hit the wrong kid. I think you lost him. Hopefully he'll come back.
Okay, well, I appreciate the update. I needed to take a lesson, so thank you for this. Oh, he jumping right back on. My goodness, you are quick.
I knew something was going to go wrong.
That's how it always goes. I'm so scared I'm going to click it one day, y'all.
Yeah.
But continue.
The other side of that coin is called the falling knife. I'm not going to worry about the graphic because
we can imagine.
Right. But once it's reached that plateau and that stock starts shooting down, then what some people will do is they'll try and see how low it can go before they want to buy into it, because they want to buy into it before it starts shooting up. And sometimes it can work out for you. Sometimes you can have a stock. There are two stocks that I was actually looking at. A stock like Macy's. We all know how they're doing right now, and they're on that decline.
I think bad, right?
Yeah. But that's good for some people, because there are some people that think that Macy's are going to be able to bail their way out of it. This is a well-established company.
Right.
You got another company, Ford Motor Company. I believe their stock is under $10.
Ooh.
It could be because Robbie just called me, but it reminds me of GM scenario. How are they doing? Are they a viable option still? I mean, just continue.
From the last I checked, GM still trades. In fact, I think it's probably doing better than Ford right now. But that's what has people optimistic. And that's why it's called a falling knife. If you ever think about it, take a knife, blade side down, and try and catch it. You want to catch it by the handle. But if you're not timing, if your timing is wrong, you're going to catch it by the blade. That's why it's called the falling knife.
Oh, wow.
You want to catch it just at the right time, or else
at the right time.
Exactly.
See, that's not the method.
Yeah.
Oh, Micah was about to say something.
That's what I tried. Like when the pandemic hit and all the stocks were shooting straight down. That's why a lot of people were investing money. I'm one of them. I was like, a lot of these are gonna go right back up after things settle back down. So I guess that's kind of like that as well. I don't know.
That's what it's called. And particularly and usually there are stocks that are just going to naturally fall because of things like this. But the falling knife really applies to those stocks that just crazy shoot up real quick out of nowhere, and then they start to shoot down. And some people are just going to think, okay, it's time for me to cash in. It's time for me to make the most out of it. And they're either going to go too early and it's going to shoot down even more, or they catch it at the right time and it's going to shoot up and they're going to make money. So these are some of the terminologies that you have to think about when you're dealing with stocks. Also, if you're ever interested in companies that plan on splitting, it's really not a secret. You just have to know where to look. When I was researching the Apple and Tesla, I was able to find a database of all of the other companies last month that decided to split their stocks. So it's not really a secret, but it's not something that's just thrown out there to the general public. You just have to know where to look.
Send me that website, Dennis.
Exactly.
We'll put it in the description for y'all. I want us all to win.
Right.
But once again, let me say my disclaimer. This is just our opinion, our expressed opinions. Please don't hold us to any of this. I still say run any of this through some professional or whatever. Yeah. This is just informational content, guys. I just like bringing it to you guys because maybe you just hadn't heard, or maybe you wanted to know what that meant. There's a lot of fluff and there's a lot of big terminology being thrown around when really it just means something very simple. So thank you, Dennis. Thank you for that.
Not a problem.
And I really appreciate that. We might be chiming in have you chime in again next week for another update if you don't mind, because I need to know. I need to be in the know. But for now, I think it's time for a Jeopardy. So let me get that going for us. In the meantime, guys, don't forget to check out my channel. I just had my latest video drop. If you guys want to know anything more about the topics that we're discussing, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to talk about it again in an upcoming episode. But for now, let's dive in.
And before you dive in,
sure.
Do you have to do Instacart thing?
Oh, thank you for that. Whoops. Now, what if it was possible to get local fresh groceries delivered to your door in sometimes as little as 1 hour? Would that spark your tea? Would that make your whole day? Well, good news. Instacart is now here to provide for you guys. No more leaving out to go to the grocery store. Never set foot in a grocery store again. Use Instacart. Link will be in the description if you would like to start your 14-day trial. Thank you to those who have already tried Instacart. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever used Instacart or if you ever plan to in the future. And now back to our show. So Dennis had a clear lead last week in Tanisha's absence. He had a slight lead, but he has since moved on to a huge lead. And so who should we let go first? The winner? Is that how we've been doing it?
I think so.
I know normally my special guest has been choosing the first question. So,
I can choose.
Okay, so Michael will choose our first question. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Did you know for 200?
Oh man, that was quick. So we're gonna finish off this board today, y'all. So this is under the topic, did you know? And it says a country's debt is tracked using this 3-letter stat. So let me know what your answer is in the responses. Make sure to use the who, what, when question format, so you can hopefully win. So I'll give it a minute to catch up. Let me jump onto my live so I can know exactly who is first. Okay, I'm seeing some responses come in. I likey. Anybody else want to give it a go? Joe? Okay, let's go ahead and see what the answer is. What is GDS is the final answer. Let's see if anybody got it. Oh, y'all were so close. I'm seeing some. Let me go back over and show you guys some of the responses. I'm seeing a GMP, a GDP, a GNP. Oh, y'all would just dance around it. Oh, that hurts. It hurts when I can't give you guys the points. It hurts. Okay? You're all A's in my book.
All aces in my book.
All aces in my book. Okay, babe, we'll pick the next question for us since nobody guessed that.
Oh, I had the first one, but I don't know the second one. Let's go financial institutions for $100.
Financial institutions. And let me know in the comments if you guys know what the GDS stands for. But meanwhile, here's our next question for 100 points. Commercial banks are covered by this federally backed organization. Let's get it back. Let's bring it back to something that everybody knows, okay? Financial institutions for 100. Commercial banks are covered by this federally backed organization. This is a who can type it the quickest moment. You guys get E for effort. I tell you, you guys tried. Y'all tried. Thank you, LaQuetta, for letting us know that the GDP or GDS. Okay, she's talking about GDP, gross domestic product. So I'm guessing GDS is the overall umbrella version of that. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the comments and see. Well, let's first show the answer. The answer is, what is the FDIC? Of course, we knew that. And Anna, organized millennial girl, you got it. Yes. Let me show the board again. You can go ahead and choose your next question and let me update your score. You got that. You are on the board, girl. Never too late, never too late, never too late. Okay. You have 100 points. Dennis had to be all extra. Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. As far as I know, Tanisha, my answer was correct. But hey, fact check me, y'all.
What was that?
Let me know. The GDS answer.
What does it stand for?
Was that the correct answer?
Oh.
So I'll look into that and find out. And if one of you guys gave the right answer and I have the wrong answer, I'll give you the points. But let me see. Anna wants to go for the big kahuna. Did you know for 400? Here we go. Shut up and take my money was quoted on this sci-fi animated show when told about problems with a gadget he's buying. Come on, y'all. Who watches a little TV? Just a little bit. I'll wait for the comments. Let me come back over to you guys. I see one response already. Any others? Any others? I was thinking Cole might answer too.
Nah, it's definitely a dentist question.
There's Cole.
There she go.
In fact, I can almost remember y'all watching this episode. Final answer, what is Futurama? And of course, Dennis was the first one with that. So he is running away again with an additional 400 points, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this final answer off the board. Did you know June 2016, Congress passed a rescue bill for this island's $70 billion debt? Who is it, y'all? Who is it? Who is it? Where is it? What is it? It's a good one. It's a good one.
I remember this.
I know that's right, Anna. You better say it. You were sticker shops. Girl, shut up and take my money. I'm seeing some responses come in. And the final answer is, where is Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico. We haven't been back since all those storms hit that place. That poor island. So let's see who scored the 100 points. Oh, LaQuetta. I see a new person. LaQuetta, is this your first time joining our live? I went to school with a girl named LaQuetta. That was my road dog. LaQuetta, you have scored 100 points, my love. Okay, now throw your wagers up. Let me know how much you want to wager for our round of Final Jeopardy. Babe, what's our topic?
It's going to be a little different today. Our topic is streaming services.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so let me know what you guys want to wager, and I'll be sure to save that and plug it in for when we need it. And in the meantime, I'll get to typing the comments. Oh, welcome, LaQuetta. Thank you for joining for the first time. I appreciate you, girl. Okay, so I am loading the question in. I'm waiting on those wagers. Let me mute you guys. Well, I'm going to mute myself. You don't need to hear the clicking. Dennis, you can talk if you want. Oh, and Dennis, I was going to ask if you knew anything about the GDS also, or GDP, if you knew anything about, I don't know. Anything you want to say? Okay, so I am back. I have already typed the question. I'm about to drop it, but you said I should have left the clicking on. That could have been ASMR. Thank you. Y'all are always thinking. I love it. Okay. It's okay, Dennis. He said he was on his phone delete. Okay, so I am about to drop the topic. Do I have wagers? I see a wager from Dennis, and I see Tanisha's 0. And LaQuetta, she's putting it all in. And then Anna, where you at, girl? Oh, you gonna wager the whole thing too? Okay, let's do this. Netflix was founded after its founder had a $40 late charge for this Tom Hanks Oscar-nominated 90s film. What is it, y'all? What is it?
Who wagered everything, Anna?
Yeah, Anna and LaQuetta both wagered it all. Let me know. Make sure you write it in the right format. That was good, man.
See how much Jeopardy I watched.
Yeah, Michael was a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, it is time for our reveal. Everybody has selected their answer. Let me go ahead and plug in what is the correct answer. Is that right, babe?
Yep.
Okay. Final answer is. Y'all know what it is. I didn't want to type too slow.
Eva's on Minecraft with her friends.
Minecraft, is it? Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, Eva's too busy to talk to us today, y'all. So that's why she's not here. But the final answer is Apollo 13. What is Apollo 13? Nobody got it right. So it's time to deduct some points. Sisters, come on over to the. That's all I know. Is this time to? How much did Dennis wager?
1,000.
Okay, all right, Dennis, you still in the. Oh, hold on, I can't.
What's 2,400?
So 1,400. Okay. And Tanisha didn't wager anything, so she still got her 700. Anna wagered it all, poor thing. You got 0 now, babe. And then LaQuetta wagered it all too. So our clear winner is Dennis with a score of 1,400. Tanisha still held it strong. She held it down. She got second place for 700. And then our other winners aren't here today. So Anna and LaQuetta, thank you guys for playing. It's okay. 0 still counts for something. Hey, it's the number I want. I want to be debt free.
0 is literally nothing.
0 is the number I want. Okay, so you're all aces in my book.
Well, yeah, thanks for playing. 0 is everything for you guys. We appreciate you.
Yes. So thank you guys for tuning into another Money Monday. I am cutting out a little early because you know that Brandy Monica versus is coming on soon, and I got to get ready. I am dressing up. That's right. It's not a game. It is not a game. I might post my fit. If I can pull it together and make it happen. Let me know if you guys let me know if you guys are going to be watching and tuned into that and giving us our 90s fix. And our actually that's 00's fix. I don't know. Time is flying. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to another Money Monday, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye. Aloha.
Did you know it was possible to get local fresh groceries delivered right to your door in sometimes as little as 1 hour? Well, check out Instacart's app, where you can get great groceries from stores such as Safeway, like I just did. All the info will be in the description below if you want to know more. Now back to the video.